Not play good enough or draw.
That doesn't matter.
Not end up being able to play. It's really funny. I like in like these old formats where both people just draw hands of 4 or 5 monsters, and it's just like people like beating each other in the face, like in the animes. Yeah, sometimes. That is just the game state.
Where is your wallet?
Other Randy, I think ran to the bathroom. I want one.
Did you find that? That message in the Discord?
I should probably start by looking for it.
Yeah. Because I have a feeling the official policy is you need to pay to be entered, but Travis might be, if Travis said
That is my role too. Did you cut? I'm going to.
These, they came in
the
like,
catastrophe?
they came
No,
in the Legends of Chapter.
Yeah, Battles of Legend Chapter 1. Yep. So I rolled a 9.
I tried to get that DLS or whatever, Black Ops Soldier.
Oh, Soldier of Chaos?
Yeah.
That guy's, I rolled a 4-5. I cannot win a die roll today.
That's my first win.
All right, Yu-Gi-Oh players, welcome to round 3. Y'all are gonna have yet another 45 minutes on the clock, and you may begin.
I'm gonna start with Dirty School.
Yep.
3. 2.
Sure. 3.
1.
That's 4 on its own, so let's just do I'll take first.
I'll remove that from my
My goodness. Card 1. Card.
1, 5, 6 roll.
3. I'm gonna set one face down. And set 2 face down.
You're setting 1 or 2 backgrounds?
Oh,
So when you said 2 face down, I thought you meant another. Okay, yeah. Draw. Mana cross out.
Time to do the carrot. I judgmented the 2.
Draw phase. So look at the hand, then I choose a monster. Yeah, so we will send the faith back.
Jar, another jar.
No, it's not.
Oh, wait,
And then do it again.
yeah.
So, and then it's. Okay, got it. 7 to 8.
Okay, get that card. Just get some more. I wish you just had to show them.
Yeah, does she? That would be. So the thing is the way that it used to work back in the day is that wouldn't have mattered because the way it used to work is if you revealed, if your opponent, if you revealed any card in your hand, like for example, Mind Crush, which calls a specific card, and then if your opponent has it, they destroy it. Your opponent would then look at your hand and say, so even if Dust Shoot only revealed monsters by the verification of the rules, game rules, back in the day, you would still get full hand.
So that was that.
Still that old lady banishment.
I did in fact, I'm going to chain Mystical Space into it to destroy it.
So that's still, I still had cost.
It's still 800 life points is the cost, yep, so it's still 72 to...
In draw, I'll shoot. Angel, of course, so it's Trinade, Judgments.
I'm at
The other thing is gravity bind.
Minus 8. I've done that before. Reinforcement.
Yeah. Yep.
If it's yeah, so the correct let's go gambling. Normal summon.
5.
Attack directly. Or is there something out of it? Okay, so ring of destruction, sure, so we don't have to take 14.
Take 5, effect advantage.
I will.
2.
Draw. Step 1, step 2. Enter.
0.
Ghost Destroyer.
I'm going to dissolve it.
Solemn. Okay. Oh, so also Premature Burial. Target. Probably.
Turn here.
You're at 6. So 8. You got Haiku.
There's a judge.
So I'll attack for 18.
Yeah.
And then I
Advantage
will
2.
clear the land.
Spy factor.
Draw.
For some reason, I had forgotten. My brain had some reason replaced the Nobleman of Cross with Snatch Steal, which is why I had gotten Gonzo. So I was like, oh, I didn't want to put a thing on field you could snatch, but yeah.
Battle.
Okay, Yuki, calm down.
Main 2.
I'll let you know that this is
No, that was like crazy. What do you mean by that?
They call it the same as the Space Marine model. Like you go down here. 1v1 is
Yeah, it's probably
You're fully
End phase, I'll break the gravity bind. I guess this. Turn. Main phase. Effect.
I brought it. There is a favor. I was just playing with aggro. Nothing like that.
warrior aggro.
It's not a Earth aggro is more fun than Warriors. Warriors is a little biased. I mean, it's very biased.
I do love
But
it.
for I mean, you're used to playing nonsense, so for you, this is a novel experience.
Well, I was playing that's what you need to expect from it.
Just like caster.
Yeah.
Remember back in the day, people used to call it Thunder Dragon Chaos before people knew it. So they used to play Thunder Dragon a bunch of ways.
Alright, I'll go first.
Oh, you 5 cards.
That one face down.
Main 2.
Three, 4, so that goes into 2K. Battle phase, attack, and so that's you.
Maybe the one reason I'm buying that particular.
Attacking directly? Yeah, I'll take that.
Show me your hand, Big Daddy. Let me see that hand. Come on.
Man across the line.
Well, you're not getting the chance.
So again, technically, by the way, the old rulings used to work, you would look at each other's decks after hitting a first which people didn't often do because it took a while and technically wasn't written on the card. But interestingly, it was so iconic that when they arrived to update the text, they actually added both players reveal their deck onto the new text.
So you said that.
I'm gonna set one card.
Wall of revealing light.
Attack.
He's doing a little tomfoolery. We'll bring a destruction it. So. Pass.
So rebrand.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Attack for 300 before no fate is crazy. The 10 turn block. Or no, it's like a 13, 14 turn block? Alright.
Because I used to change and thought my hand was dust and Yes.
But then if it's same game, we'll go Blade Knight. We'll go Blade Knight, attack the set.
So his effect can be activated.
No, because it is. Yep.
Wow.
Then I will.
Oh wait, I didn't even do that. Is that 2000?
2000.
End phase, hand size, pass.
I'm going to clear
So stuff can't be summoned.
For you, yeah.
I'll activate Judgment on the normal side.
Just discard.
Yeah, I'm just checking.
Alright, I'll turn this to defense.
Yep.
Attack. Set one.
Go.
Draw. Snatch steal.
Over 14? Oh, okay.
That was a
Double these down. And turn.
Stand by.
swing for 2K. Set.
Summon coffee for this. So you randomly discard, and then I discard.
And then you I'll attack for 400.
Yep.
Then I will end my turn.
Alright, draw. Is that one? Summon.
Battle attack.
Oh, man. Because I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, cool, you got this.
Yeah, I would not have activated.
So I lose 400.
Yeah.
Enter.
Set one then.
Would have been nice if you're playing
What is exchange for?
because I ran it in
It's funny.
chaos and I exchanged Andy and I took his BLS and held it hostage. Then I summoned it like 3 turns later.
Okay.
That's my turn.
And so is going to draw one.
You should attack. I was already got something back there.
Warrior. Fuck.
Hold on, I don't know if you got it. Did you get it? 1600?
16, you're right. That's not, the game's not over.
Draw. Summon.
Crash. Alright. So this is, I can't activate traps during the battle phase, correct? Alright, yep.
Just go ahead.
Pass.
That one. So annoying.
Normal exile. Valid. Go ahead.
Oh, that's gonna work.
I might have maybe saved it because the exile wasn't game there, but I understand the fear.
See, you did have like
I did have a thing, yeah.
Alright, go ahead. This is
Oh, that's pretty good.
something that could have happened. Wow, we're getting
Yeah. Because the other thing, obviously, if you don't torrential there, then the exile does represent lethal in 2 turns. So actually, torrentialing there was probably the correct decision, even though it's not ideal. Yeah, that's why even decks that run the skilled Dark Magician for its stats often don't run Dark Magician just because it gets stuck in your hand like that. It feels really bad. But the payoff can be worth it sometimes.
Oh, you didn't actually.
I don't think you should because the thing is it's like it's
There's no reason to have them. That could look like a monster. Well, they're strong.
They are good. So the thing about Skilled Dark Magician, why it sees a good amount of play just for its stat line, is because it has a very high defense. Book of Moon and Tsukuyomi are pretty common cards. So, for example, this deck is very weak to those cards because Blade Knight has 2k attack very frequently, but it also has 1000 defense. So Magician of Faith does not get cleared by a lot of decks that are not focused on attacking, even if they can put it to defense position. So it's not at all a bad card. The thing is, it's unlikely that you have a skilled Dark Magician, get to 3 counters, get Dark Magician out, and the 600 attack makes the difference between winning and losing. Because a lot of decks, they have to clear the 1900 anyway, so like going over that isn't really a big deal, or it's a deck like this one where yes, it is a big deal getting to that higher attack, but because it's so aggressive, it's unlikely that they'll let you build the 3 spell counters anymore. So I would personally take out the Dark Magician, as cool as it is.
No, I agree.
Especially, I do love the Arcana Dark Magician particularly, but it is one of those things where it's just a little too. It's sort of. It's nice when it happens, but if you could never draw it, then it obviously will work playing. But yeah, it's just not worth the downside in my opinion. What did I think it was
And very quick. Just the one
Yep.
Go ahead.
BLS damage.
we got Pokemon stuff over here? Wait, did they bring back Ace specs?
Stand by.
Yep.
Sure.
It's also like you got like the some like textured dangerous laser. Ooh. I don't know. So what Ace specs are available? Because I know a lot of people just play computer search. I don't know if they play computer search again.
And phase.
But which one of you four people play this game?
I've never played it.
Why are you guys playing Pokemon?
Well, I traded in 2 Ash Blossoms for 2 Fenrir, and I'm like, it's not a fair.
That's fair. Okay, I understand it.
He likes it.
Does it say I can't fit from the non-aggression area?
How much is it? Is that the right thing, or there is
Normal summon set and or
they're not going
It's
for
not
it?
saying pick four.
Just because like the thing with well, that's like so what solid dollar?
Well, they don't know that those touch by life.
Damn, you're right.
And silly.
But yeah, the Ace spec cards because you can only have like one in your deck. I heard that. That means no more than one Ace spec card in your deck. Yeah. So it's just like the opportunity cost for a card like that is because this is what burn is confused. So like this is only really good.
Like an old deck out deck or something?
No, you just flip last turn and kill him. By just saying, here's Jowgen, you can't summon. Now that you can't summon, the game's over.
Plan as opposed to something that might
I can't remember last turns.
Both players send away everything from hand, field, everything, except for a monster from their field and a monster from my deck. But if he's got Jowgen on board, I can't summon from deck, so that's the only thing on the board, so it just instantly ends the game. That's all you need to know. Because there's a lot of extra weird, convoluted rulings.
Wait, so it sends every monster from deck?
It sends your cards from your hand. Like, I summon any monster from my deck if possible. But if I can't because of Jowgen, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
So, but generally, yeah, you can draw a ton of cards, and it's not that
Yeah, I had to go for it that turn because I felt like you got heavy.
Yeah, like the fact that I kind of was like, I kind of just have to put you in. Do you have stops for deactivation twice? Like even the way where you were like seeing me trying to keep the Decoichi off the board and just being like, I'm going to tribute set Thunder Dragon and be like, I'm not about this life right now.
Like Hypnotoxic Laser, which was a card previously but did see a lot of play, which was if you flip a coin correctly, your opponent's Pokemon is confused and poisoned. That would I heard that card is better than the Ace spec. That's a guaranteed confused and poison, even though it only works 50% of the time because because you draw so much.
I gotta get some specs.
Statistically, you are more likely to see. Because Pokemon also has a lot of discard recursion. So a lot of times you could try the same Hypnotoxic Laser over and over again until because the thing is confused Pokemon cannot retreat. You cannot pull them back from the active spot by game mechanic. You have to do it by hand. So that was like that plus the poison. And you would just stall. A lot of the time, mill is actually a very relevant win condition in Pokemon. In fact, Mewtwo VMAX has which you had to get all 4 copies into the discard at once. Then you could play all 4 because it was like one giant card split up into 4 pieces. So it's sort of like a graveyard Exodia, but instead of instantly winning the game, you just got a really big dude who was strong. The best application for it was using its ability to heal all of its damage counters every turn, because a lot of people just couldn't output enough damage to kill it. It's extremely annoying because the thing about Pokemon is even though Pokemon cannot attack from the bench, their ability still is blocked. So you would have something that would be like that would lock your opponent down for. There's a lot of like floodgate effects that are like neither player can use items if condition is met. So you would lock them out of getting your damage boosts online, and then you would they would just scoop because they couldn't output enough damage in one turn to ever clear your guy, and you would have something to put 3 cards from your discard back into the bottom of your deck and so you can attack.
That's awesome.
And it was one of the things where like it is very, very annoying if Pokemon try to not have that be the forefront of the meta because if you don't know the game very well and you don't scoop, you might just go on that game. And that's not a fun experience. But, I don't actually know. I'm very excited to see the trainer. So yeah, back in I think it was actually the first what? I forget which if Dark Pokemon or Trainer Pokemon. I think Trainer Pokemon came after Dark Pokemon. So basically it was one of the because when they were printing the trading card game, they went through all the original 151 fairly quickly. So the way to print new versions of them was instead of just Starmie, it's Mystic Star. Or instead of Onyx, it's Frost Onyx. And they were different than normal ones. And you would have cards that synergize, for example, with Pokemon that were owned by a trainer or owned by a specific trainer. So it's sort of like an archetype thing, where a lot of those cards were designed to be played together. They didn't always work that way because 2000 era card design. But it's a gimmick they brought back a couple of times, sort of. It is. So there's two. There's normal and extended. Although extended's been more or less discontinued as a format because they didn't really design for it very well, and they didn't know how to balance it very well because the Pokemon Company really doesn't like banning cards. They've only banned cards for absolutely emergency situations, and for something like extended, you really need to have it consistently updated. You know what he's playing?
7380.
Nope. Well, kind of. He's, you know his win comments. I won't spoil it in case it's
He's already done it once this
but
match.
he hasn't seen it.
Oh, well, this is game 3 anyway.
I don't think I'm gonna go crazy.
His win count last year. Because I don't think I need to. I think you know what that card does.
Don't, but I think I can figure it out.
So last turn is.
I got a nice
Last turn is if your life points are 1,000 or lower, choose a monster you control, send all other cards in both players' hands and field to the graveyard. Your opponent summons a monster from your deck. You have a special battle phase that both monsters then battle. Then, at the end of the turn, whoever controls a monster wins. All other situations result in a draw. So, the way you cheat this, it does sound very cool. Where the idea is, you summon 2 dudes and they fight. However, if you control Jowgen, the spiritualist, your opponent can't special summon. So you just win.
Gotcha.
There's also other ways to prevent it. Last Warrior from Another Planet or non-aggression area are the notable ones. So yeah, it's the whole idea is you cheat it. It does lead to some very funny scenarios though, where for example, I've seen someone chain enemy controller to it, which forced a draw because their Jowgen was then sent to the graveyard. No, they win because the way it resolves is the Jowgen sent to the graveyard, then they are allowed to summon, so they win.
Yeah, so you're just going to take 35.
Right.
But generally, that's why you pre-dump that with stuff like
anything
Junk.
comes these go away, you keep this, and games go away. GG's.
Or if the other,
That's why I just
the other
never
way
was
you can
killing
force a draw.
the Shining Angel.
That's another thing you can do is if you choose, because last turn doesn't.